So let me talk about empowerment and impact. So let's think about design thinking, and we try to think about the persona, and then we think about some people in need or some difficulty. And for example, let's assume that there's a person with object in Mongolia, and to help this person and his family, wife and kids, we need to think about some solution. So one possible solution is to provide IT education. So let's say here's a person in Uganda with a wife and kids. And because this person doesn't have a job, so for example, his wife, when she's sick, she cannot go to hospital, and his kids don't go to school. So that's a problem. So as a solution, we can think about IT education. So if we give him good IT education, maybe he will get good skills to be employed. And if he is employed, maybe he will earn good money so that he can support his family. When his wife is sick, she can go to hospital, and his kids can go to school. So why don't we provide IT education in Mongolia to those kind of poor family? So when we do this kind of project, we can think about theory of change. And theory of change identified 5 elements: input, activities, and output, and outcomes, and impact. And basically, theory of change explains how we can make impact by doing some inputs, design activities, produce outputs, outcomes, and impact. For example, for this IT education project, we can think about some inputs, financial inputs, like money. And we need people, instructors, administration, something like that. And also we need some physical resources. For example, we need a lab, computer lab, and software, hardware, computer, something like that. So when we have this kind of input, now the next task is to design activities. For example, for IT education, so we need to think about curriculum. So curriculum is basically what kind of courses or what kind of subject should we teach to this person to be employed. And then when we decide, for example, we need to teach him like C programming, Java, or database management, something like that. For each subject, we need to have the syllabus. Syllabus means how deep should we cover, right? In C programming or Java or something like that. And then we need instructors, good instructors. And we need administration. For example, scheduling, right? And then something like that. And then we need to do assessment. For example, we can have like tests, and if this person gets 60% out of 100, then we can pass this person to finish this program. And then we also need to post kind of support, post-program support. For example, we need to offer kind of event to meet with potential employers, or we need to provide this person some further education because technology is developing continuously. So we need to think about these kind of activities. Now output. Let's say we got $1 million for this program, IT education program. Output, for example, we can say we are gonna have a training session 4 times per year, spring, summer, fall, and winter, 4 times. And each time you are gonna produce 200 people. per program. So with $1 million, you can promise that you are gonna educate 1,000 person like this, like him, to be employed, to be educated. Now, let's assume that among the $1 million, and now this is November, and you have only 1 month to use up your resources. And you have 10% left, the money left. So $0.1 million is left. You have already operated this program 4 times. If you are evaluated by output, what are you going to do? Very simple. Run your program one more time. You need to operate 4 times, but now with this leftover money, you can operate 5 times. And you only need to produce 1,000 people, but by offering one more time this program, you can produce 1,250. Basically 25% overachievement in terms of output. That's nice. And if the institution like TOEIC or World Bank evaluates your organization based on output, your organization did an excellent job, right? Overachievement, 25%. However, when we introduce this 1,250 people who graduate from this program, we found, for example, we find, let's say, only 200 people out of 1,250 are employed. Only 200 people. And what's the point? You spent $1 million tax money and only 200 people employed. Is it accountable? Justifiable? Maybe not. Right? Instead of output, maybe you need to evaluate the program based on outcomes. For example, quantity and quality of jobs. Quantity of jobs, how many are employed after this program? What's the percentage of employment? That would be the quantity of jobs. What about quality? If your program is really good, then your salary level after finishing this program would be pretty high. And maybe your employer is so happy, so he or she wanna employ you longer, the duration of employment. Salary level and duration of the employment, and also satisfaction level of the employers and also employees. These are the quality of jobs, right? If you are evaluated by outcome, not output, and you have $0.1 million left, and you have only 1 month, what are you going to do? You don't want to operate this program one more time. Which doesn't make sense, right? In that case, maybe you want to operate, you may want to find, you may want to examine your activities and see why your employment score record is not that good. And you may find, oh, we have pretty good curriculum, syllabus is okay, everything is great except instructors. We have poor instructors. Then maybe with this money, you may want to raise the salary for instructors to get more qualified instructors. Or maybe you can use that money to educate your instructors so that they can have a better record next year. So this is just one example. The point here is how you are evaluated indeed drives your process of and your strategy, right? So it's very important to evaluate not based on outputs but based on outcomes. So this company, this organization did a very nice job. So instead of using money for this one, they spent their leftover money for improving the quality of instructors, and their outcome becomes better. For example, now they produce 1,000 people completed this program, and let's say 700 get the job. That's pretty impressive. Very, very nice, right? $1 million and then 700 people get the job. Very nice. However, when we further examine these people who got the job, we find that these people, their family members' quality of life didn't improve. Their wife still sick but couldn't go to the hospital. Their kids still didn't go to school. What's the problem? And you may find that this person get a job, nice job, earn money, but use the money for example, gambling or drinking alcohol, right? Something like that. Then what's the point? We make a lot of assumptions that we can solve this social problem. And we even show pretty good record in terms of quality of job and quantity of job. But their life, quality of life, didn't improve. Social problems didn't solve, right? Did not solve, was not solved. Then what should you do? With this leftover money, maybe you should develop, let's say, collaboration program with NGO. Education for like economic education or alcohol clinic or something like that. And indeed, the best option would be just give the money to the wife directly. Usually it works, right? So anyway, we should care about impact, right? That's why we need to measure and monitor and care about impact. So now I'm going to share about the G-Saver project, which is operated in Mongolia. So Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, is the capital city, and this is the world's coldest capital city, where annual average temperature is 0 Celsius. And they have very long winter, about 9 to 10 months winter. So usually, I'm pretty sure you have experience to visit Mongolia during the summer, July or August. Beautiful, blue sky, very nice weather, and you maybe enjoy like a horse riding, very nice. But if you go to Mongolia in winter, basically you cannot see over 5 meters. The air pollution is so bad. So the problem is usually people live in this kind of gear, it's poor people live in gear, which is tent, and they have this kind of traditional heating system. And because they are poor, they use very bad quality of coal. And sometimes they just use the tire, burn up the tire and then heating, bad air quality, right? So there are several problems caused by traditional stoves. Economic problem, 50% total income for poor families is spent on buying fuel. So their disposable income is very limited during the winter season, 10 months out of 12 months per year. And environmental problem, second air polluted city in the world, and sometimes they get first, they ranked first, so first or second. And health problem, 30% of deaths under age 5 associated with air pollutants. And last year when I went to Mongolia, the moms were demonstrating because many of the moms, they lost their child because of the bad air. So this is a really big problem. So as a solution, G-Saver was proposed, a heat absorber which is cheap to make, easy to use, and doesn't interfere with the culture and lifestyle of Mongolian people, which is called appropriate technology. And here is a working prototype of G-Saver. So basically, between the pipe and stove, you can install this G-Saver, and it will help you to reduce the usage of the coal by 50%, up to 50% in lab. So value proposition, they have financial value proposition and social value proposition. And I'm going to share this material through email, so you don't need to worry about. But they have very interesting history. And basically, they made a G-Saver. And then they did marketing survey and inspection by Mongolian government. The record was pretty good. But when they go to GER and meeting with basically people, the beneficiaries, what they found was the product was pretty good, as suggested. How helpful G-Saver was, most people say 4 or 5. And how much did you experience? Temperature in asthma, 4 or 5. Very nice result. But when they visit the GER and the meeting the local people, But there was a problem. It was too heavy. So it's not easy to clean the stove, the device. And the problem is when it is choked, then basically people have not much incentive to clean up because it's too heavy, so they just throw away. So what's the point? No more impact, right? So they need to basically revise and refine the product. But as a social venture, they didn't have any technology. And at that time, KAIST, the very famous engineering school like MIT, professors and students joined this project, and they volunteered to utilize their technology and their skills to help this company. So as a result, they might make G-Saver version 2, G-Saver 2, GS2. So in Daejeon campus, they have this kind of R&D experiment, and they spend a lot of time and money to refine this product. And also they go to Mongolia to do field test. And these are the people who work together. So in 2010, they built this social venture called Sharing in Mongolia, and they began to produce product. And in the beginning, they could make only like 2,000 or 3,000 units per year. But later, in 2018, they basically scaled up their production, and they did a lot of empowerment to their employees. And with the same people, in the same location, with the same machine, they could make 25,000 units per year, from 2,000 to 25,000 in 5 years. So efficiency was going up, and then the unit cost becomes very down. So they could charge very low price for their beneficiaries to buy at a cheap price. So in the end, they also got the subsidy from KOICA. So by 2018, about 70,000 units were distributed in Mongolia. So the next question is PIA. So A means accountability. As far as you get the money from government, you should be accountable to the citizens, right, who pay the tax. Accountability. And as accountability, if you are a very kind of young stage kind of company, maybe you want to do the improvement. And for improvement, you can just do the monitoring and evaluation and try to find out how to fix problems and improve your result. So that's the improvement. But after 5 years or 7 years or 10 years, now you want to prove your impact. Like this, right? Whether your project really makes difference, change the society, right? Solving the social problems. So to prove, you need to measure impact. So KOICA asked Hanyang, Ihwa, Women's University to perform this impact assessment. So economic impact was measured by myself and Buell Kim, who is a professor at Michigan State University, and Hamil Lee at Ihwa Women's University. And health effect, Hyunjun Shin is a professor at Harvard Medical School, and Ju Yoon is the faculty at University of Pittsburgh Medical School. Environmental impact, Myung An is a professor in environmental engineering at Ihwa. And welfare, Yoon Kyung is professor in social welfare at Ihwa Women's University. And process evaluation, so we have Mina Kang, who is also professor in public studies at Ihwa Women's University. So in this way, we have this kind of impact assessment team. And we did impact measurement by visiting Mongolia every year. And we have some devices. We also do the survey to get the data. And also we bought this kind of devices to measure CO2 or very small fine dust. And this is the kind of pulmonary function tester. And we also bought a device to measure the CO level in your lung. So we bought these kind of devices by getting advice from the experts in different fields. So we designed randomized control trial, RCT, which is a kind of standard to measure impact. And method, mixed method, quantitative result and qualitative result. And duration, we did pilot study in 2015 to 2016. for 300 households. And second trial, 2016 to 17, 600 households. And then we find very interesting results. The economic result, 10 to 20% coal reduction. And very interesting part is when we did the test in the lab without human, 40 or 50% reduction was reported. But in the real world, only 10 to 20% reduction. Because poor people choose to be more warm, live in warm place, right? So instead of using the little amount of coal, because they could reduce the money, they decided to put more coal to enjoy warm weather, which is good for their quality of life. But the economic impact was not big as we expected. So that's why the field test is really important. Lab test is not sufficient because we are examining the human behavior. But anyway, so we found that $40 per household per year reduction was observed, and with 70,000 tree savers, last year, $3 million USD was saved, which is pretty impressive. And environmental impact, coal reduction, 32,000 tons per year, so CO2 would have been decreased. And health impact, respiratory health statistically improved. We had very strong evidence. And quality of life, we used the survey from WHO, and health quality statistically improved. So with this kind of result, now we could improve that they did something very useful. And also, we found some places with some weaknesses. So we provide this result to the company, and then they were very happy because now they could improve. Oh, we have these kind of weaknesses. Then we can do something to fix this problem. So this is why evidence-based ODA is very important. And then employment. So in 2 years, the new employment, 699 is part-time usually. So full-time employment was about like 10, but they also make very part-time employment about 699, and they make total employment 1,003 in 2 years in a very sustainable way. And training, job training 259 times, and specialty training 155 times. And professional growth, job satisfaction, and new product development, process improvement was observed, and also managerial position. So some people got managerial position. And if you just look at these kind of hard numbers, pretty good. But indeed, if you hear the story, then you'll be very impressed. So I think this one is that lady. So this lady was just a very kind of nobody in 2010. And she didn't have a job, and then she lived in gap, and then basically she was unemployed. And when G-Saver, the sharing was founded, she was employed. And in the first, she couldn't do anything basically, except the cleaning. And what she said to me during the interview was that in the beginning, she was afraid to push the on button of the computer because she think it may explode if I put the button. So she didn't have any idea about the computer. But in 2 years, she could do the kind of PowerPoint planning, and then she presented to the other people. And then 2 years later, she became the vice head of the factory. And last year when I visited her, basically now she's the chief of the factory and one of the top 3 of the company. And she's very proud of herself, and then she tried to help other colleagues. And she thinks because she got so much from the company, she want to contribute to the country by helping others and then making this company great. And another person is basically she was accounting person, so Kyungli, and she want to become a CPA in Mongolia. So when she discussed with the managers of the company, manager said, "Oh, we are social enterprise, so we are happy to empower you." And they decided to pay the half of the tuition for the private academy for accounting exam. And then before the exam, the company decided to give her 2 months paid leave, which is very nice. And then she basically got the CPA certificate. And she could go to very nice company with a lot of money, a lot of salary, but she chose not to because she was very happy about the company. So now she's a manager, and then last year, 2 years ago, she led the project to develop advertising campaign. So they made very interesting campaign to promote this product, and they hire a very famous local talent, and then some old guy, and then he was very successful. And now she is in charge of like human resource and strategy of this company. So now they have top three. One is dispatched from South Korea, and one is the lady from factory, the chief of the factory, and the other the human resource and strategy local person. So in that way, they provide this kind of ownership, empowerment, and the good neighbors, which supports this social venture. Good neighbors expect that maybe in next 5 years, the local people can get the highest job, highest position in this company. So in this way, you can make the company sustainable, locally rooted, right? So lessons. So multiple goals and multiple impacts. So this project targets at poverty reduction, health improvement, environmental like protection, and also education, training for people. And they did this through partnership because they didn't have enough resources. So they worked very closely with institutions like government, KOICA, or universities, engineering school, KAIST, or Hanyang, Ewha, Wongwon University, etc. And also Mongolian government and neighbors, NGO, they all work together to make this impact. And in that sense, we concluded that social enterprise can be a good platform for this kind of collaboration, business plus technology and tech development cooperation to make impact and empower people. So that's what we concluded from this project. So, yeah, that's it. So, thank you. And any questions?
Hello, my name is Jonathan K. And thank you for your presentation. And it was very interesting to see how you developed this project. And my question is, in the business perspective of the corporations, I think they found really good business opportunity for the stove companies, like Gyutrami Boiler or other companies in Korea. For me, I'm not looking down on good neighbors, but if we propose this project to more bigger companies, maybe they can utilize it as a market entry strategy, or they can invest more money into the Mongolia, and because they have a better technology, they can develop a better product. So, what do you think about it?
Now I become very sorry. I become sorry to Juan because now I need to criticize World Bank. Because this is very big problem, the environmental issues and the economic problem. So World Bank spend a lot of money to distribute this kind of free boiler system, kind of Western style boiler system in Mongolia. And then what they found was, based on their technology, if you want to maximize your efficiency, then the stove should be tall and very thin and tall. So this is the stove that World Bank supported. The problem, if you look at the traditional conventional stove in Mongolia, it's very wide and short. Why? Because they cook with very big pot. And usually Mongol people, when you cook, you don't want to do this, right? You just want to cook this. Basically, this does not fit into their culture and their lifestyle. So people didn't use. And another problem is they got this free. So when it gets some problem, they just throw away. So the usage rate is not that great for the 3 years or 5 years observation. That's why this kind of traditional, basically this device, G-Saver, let people keep their old kind of stove, and then you just took the device and use the same pipe. So it fits the lifestyle and culture of the Mongolian people. And this is appropriate technology. So you need to think about the people. and their behavior. Right?
Thank you for your presentation. And also, I'm Jung Kim, and I'm a former student of here, and now I'm studying at IMA. As I know, you evaluated other many social enterprise projects. So, what can you say? What are the commonalities of those who are making good, sustainable social and economic impact?
And indeed, that is very difficult question. And I think that's the one that we should discuss as a panel. And then I think there are very different perspectives and different diverse experiences. So I want to save that question for our panel discussion. But that is very good one and very fundamental one, I think.
Thank you for your presentation. And with sharing, the social enterprise could make a better profit because they could have funding from Korea, and also I know that one of the biggest shareholder was the business. So do you have any sustainable plan or to secure funding for these social enterprises that whose funding is out?
Indeed, Jihyung was my former student at UMA, and she wrote her master thesis on disabled. So she knows what is my big point. And indeed, the problem was as a business people, we know that scale up is very important because by scaling up the production, you can cut the cost and also you can set lower price to be competitive in the market. That's very important. And indeed, Bushari did that job too well. So from 2000 to 24,000, and then in 2 years they sold like 50,000 units. And the remaining market, and then they made the product too good. So you can use it for like 3 years, 5 years. So there is not much market left. So indeed they saw this problem as a big problem. And one good thing is when you basically don't have too many remaining customers in your specialized market, then you should do the pivoting, right? You need to find another business. So they did workshop every year, and then local employees, local people came up with the idea what we should do when we have this kind of very not promising market. So they thought about many other ideas, and then they come up with very nice ideas. So now they are making environmental friendly kind of briquettes. So, and then because they made a lot of profit in the past 2 years, now they have some money to endure for next maybe 1 or 2 years. And during the time now they are doing R&D and pilot production. And I hope they can succeed, but we are not sure. They may fail. We don't know because this is business. This is venture, right? And then the market seems to be pretty good when you think about the condition, but still it's not easy to make very high quality product in 1 year or 2 years, as the shoes case. So there's a lot of uncertainty. One good thing about this company is now those employed people, they take that kind of uncertainty as a very natural thing. If you're working in NGO, maybe you are not familiar with this kind of uncertain situation, maybe you will get stressed and then you may just collapse. But this company, now they are very trained and they know the market, and uncertainty is something you cannot avoid. And now they try to do their best to deal with this situation, and they work very hard, and they know if they fail this new product, the company may collapse. They are very serious. And I see the opportunity from that point. I become very positive after seeing that scene basically. So I wish the best and I try to help them. But even if they fail, maybe company will go away. But I'm pretty sure those people will remain. And they may do something very new in other organization or our company. That's why we should focus on raising people, qualified people, in terms of business and this kind of resilience, as you pointed out. So that's my view. And any company can avoid the situation, right? Even Samsung, Sony can fail. Who knows, right? So this is my answer. Yep, that's it. So, thank you.